The Mitten. A Ukrainian folktale adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. So here's our first picture. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother Baba didn't want to knit mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. I just had to scoot the page over a little bit. You'll never find it, she says. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. After she finished, she said, "When you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens." So she's worried that he's not going to find them. Boys and girls, I want you to look on this side of the page with the animal and the mitten. That's going to help us see what's going to happen next in our story. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. Ooh, what animal do you think is going to be next? A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. His kickers are his feet. There they are. Ooh, what's next? Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself up. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue when someone covered with prickles, they made room. So the big hedgehog is now climbing in the mitten. Uh-oh. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Uh-oh. You can see the hedgehog's prickles coming through the mitten. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. So they said, okay, come on in.
Miss Prince.
Yes.
I see a fox.
Oh, you
see
do?
Right there?
Mm-hmm. That must be the next animal.
Miss Prince.
It started... Oh, did I skip a page?
No, you didn't.
Okay, I don't see any words. All right, Jose, I'm going to have you stay muted, please. Thank you. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. Ooh. Now the boy's looking around. Oh, yeah. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be. But what animal would argue with a bear? Ooh. The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size. But Baba's good knitting held fast. She must be a really good knitter. Yep. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. Oh, the boy notices his glove's missing, his mitten's missing. Uh-oh. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up in the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. Oh, there it goes. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten silhouetted against the blue sky. There it is. Look, there go all the animals back to their homes.
And the duck.
As he ran to catch the snow-white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First she looked to see if he was safe and sound. Then she saw that he still had his new mittens. Uh-oh. Look at that. Look at the size of that one. What happened? Look how big the mitten is. Why is it so big?
It got stretched.
It got stretched out.
The bear.
Yeah.
The bear is big.
Yeah. Isn't that a good story?